Welcome back to Digi Bros.
What's up?
We're fighting this
bros?
big molten. He looks molten.
What's up, bros?
Fat guy, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. Well, it's like a blood beast.
Was that your PewDiePie?
Yes.
Your PewDiePie just sounds like Terrence and Phillip.
That's what he sounds like.
What's up, bros?
Not bad.
Terrence and Phillip.
I'm mad like Hope's friends didn't know who PewDiePie was, and so we were like showing off a couple of his videos, and it's like he just hasn't gotten any better. It's amazing. The quality of his stuff still looks the same. Yeah. He's a fucking millionaire, and he's still shooting like these shitty looking videos with awful editing.
Why would he change it?
I just it's like, come on, dude. People are really, really trying here. And
well,
you don't
the
have
thing
to do
is,
shit.
I think most. Here's the thing. I think that there's two reasons that people update their quality. Either because they think it'll help them become more famous, or because they just want it to look better. Yeah. You know? But I think that there's an extent to which...
He uses this awful green screening. He doesn't have the best mic even. His cameras are bad.
I've said before how I think that JonTron has gone in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Where, like, his videos were already funny and great, and upping the production value has not made them any funnier or any better. And in fact, in many ways, it has made them worse because the camera work isn't as funny, and the fucking set is super weird and doesn't make any sense. You know. And John does not seem to be self-aware of it because he did a Q&A video where he thinks that his changes are fine and like he doesn't find them weird.
Yeah. He's just like a band that becomes shitty.
Yeah, he's going the Coheed and Cambria route.
Yes,
unfortunately, but like it's kind of funny because I'm all for increasing quality in certain areas, and I go way above and beyond what I need to do. Like, I don't need to have a microphone as good as even this one we're using. Like, my original mic was fine, really, for my kind of work, and I'm still talking about, upgrading my sound. I just built a studio out of my closet just so I can make it that much better, But I also have other things I want to be able to have it for. Like, to me, I've always had it in my head from the beginning that I was going to do more singing and that I was going to do more, like, music making and stuff like that. I never find time for it, but I still think of it as something that I'm going to do. Or if I ever want to do voiceover or narration for stuff, it would be good to have that, But, like, I think there's a level on which if you're already successful doing it like, one way, there's no real incentive to change it, Especially if that's not what the problem is with your videos, It's not that, like... that your production's not good enough. It's that your dialogue's not good enough or something. A good enough script.
I shouldn't have teleported here.
If a good enough script will make it so people can sit through anything. I know this because two successful YouTubers. Well, one who's got a cult following and one who's like monetarily successful. Mr. B-Tongue, who's my favorite YouTuber, has shit audio quality, and he always mixes the fucking music in his videos too high compared to his voice, so it's like really distracting. But and he doesn't like release them in like fucking 1080p 60 frames and all that bullshit. They're often look like they were made in like Microsoft Movie Maker or something, but like his scripts are incredible. It doesn't matter. Like, he's still the best writer in the fucking business, And then, to a lesser extent, I don't like this guy as much, but he is successful. Noah Caldwell-Gervais, who does these, like, epic-length franchise overviews of games. And he fucking doesn't edit his audio. Not only is his microphone quality not very good, but he doesn't edit the audio at all. So not only are all the pauses and breaths still in there, but sometimes you even hear him kind of fuck up his words, and he doesn't cut any of it,
Ugh.
I mean, it's possible he cuts out some, like, major fuck-ups, but you hear him stumble and, like,
what a dick.
This and that, and it's just like, I will say with his stuff, I will only actually finish one of his videos if I, like, care about this. Because sometimes he'll talk about, like, here's why this game isn't as good as the other games in the series, and it's a game I never played, and he's talking about technical shit. And, ordinarily, I will watch videos about games I've never played and don't care about if they're good videos. But I can't sit through him, like, stuttering and breathing, for... This is what I was talking about, that drop that you just made. I watched Aaron do this particular stretch about 40 or 50 times.
Oh my god.
Because right after this, you have to fight 3 hunters, and it was like a really rough match that he had a hard time getting past. And I think there might have been something else that killed him a lot too. That was from the same bonfire. But yeah, I think but like, in spite of me having a problem with that guy's audio, he has a really successful Patreon. You know, pretty good amount of subscribers. So, like, I get why he probably doesn't feel there's much incentive to make his audio quality better. You know, it's like, if he's already making money doing what he's doing. Or Jim Sterling of the Jimquisition. That dude makes $11,000 a month on Patreon.
It's fucking insane.
All of his shit...
just so fucked.
All of his shit sounds like it's just recorded through his camera. Like, if you watch the Jimquisition, it's like him in front of a podium and everything. And I'm pretty sure it's just his camera recording, you know. Like, it's not even up close to the mic. And, you know, while he's not as successful, Jesse Wood is the same way, where, like, even though he's now bought a nice microphone for the voiceover parts of his videos, he still has camera audio for the camera part of his videos, you know. And, like, I don't complain about it. It kind of works. Like, I don't mind because the stuff he's saying is funny and good, you know. So it's not too big of a deal that the audio is not great. And it does kind of engross you in the setting a little more. You know, I have had people at times complain about my audio in certain videos where you don't have, if I make it sound, like, too nice, then it kind of doesn't sound like the words are coming out of my face, you know? Like, it sounds like I'm standing right next to a microphone, but you're looking at me inside of a room, and it's kind of weird. So, you know...
so he's probably fighting these dudes in here.
Yeah, he was fighting these dudes, and then something else afterwards, I think. But he would lure them back and, like, try to fight them one by one. You instead have chosen to just run through and completely ignore those guys. Do you have to... Are you just not going to fight them?
No.
Amazing. Amazing.
You made him sound real hard. Why would I fight him? Fuck that.
Yep, well...
What do I look like? Some fucking tool?
And this was also one of the areas that I found...
This is how you get back to that lightning boss.
Yeah,
like that.
This is another one of the things I found most interesting in this game, is that this area is, like, really... There's a lot of, like, passageways and shit that leads you to different areas around here that are, like, secret and stuff like that. Which, like, the early parts of the game...
This fucking thing is just a foot coming out of his ass, like...
It does
what the
indeed
fuck
have
is this?
a whole leg
How do you explain this? How do you explain this, Morty?
You will learn about this in class, Morty. There's things out there that you just can't understand unless you see it with your own eyes. Oh, Rick. I don't think I want to know about this thing, Rick. This thing's fucking weird, Rick.
Look, it's got a foot coming out of its ass, Morty. Doesn't make any sense. It defies all logic.
What does it need the foot for, Morty? It's already got enough feet. That feet's just dangling in the air. It doesn't even do anything. It's not functional.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Maybe it's for a courting ritual, Rick. I don't know.
All right, let's go fight the lightning thing.
Why did it seem like the frames were, like, sped up there for a second? That was weird.
Woo!
All right, let's fight this big puppy dog.
This is one of the ones I've fought the least amount of times.
It's pretty easy from what I've seen.
Yeah, but it's like weird.
Dark Beast Parl. It's pretty cool. The
Yeah,
lightning effects are fucking awesome.
Yeah, the lightning effects in this game are pretty great.
Oh man, that's fucking badass looking. It's so colorful and sparky.
Schwoof and schwoofy.
And
it certainly has lots of schwoof and schwampf.
Oh god, I just noticed his face is fucking bizarre too.
Yeah, it's like a scully face. And then it's
everything's
like kind of a dog.
fucked up in this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're
cool.
I feel like the part of the game that we're at now is where it sort of opens up, you know, like...
I suppose. Yeah, because there's a lot of, like, secret places you can go to.
Yeah.
Lots of hidden shit. I don't know. It always feels open to me because I could have done that shit in any order I wanted. I just
right, but I mean, like, this area, like, has a lot of different...
And you start to feel strong and competent. Right. So you feel like you could go, like, do things and explore.
Oh, I guess I would describe it as, like, being sort of like a a hub area where a lot of areas connect to an extent that I don't even think there is necessarily in Dark Souls. Like, I can't think of one spot, other than obviously Firelink Shrine, I can't think of one place where it connects to, like, a lot of other levels. Oh, you know what? Actually, the forest. The Darkroot Basin.
The Darkroot Basin and the Valley of Drakes.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like part of the Darkroot Basin. It's not even really a level, the Valley of Drakes.
Yeah, but it connects 3 different areas.
Right. I think this area is more like Darkroot Basin, where you kind of have like a lot of shit going on that leads you in different directions, and you can go to like different places that you can do at any point in the game, pretty much.
It would be interesting to go through this level at this point, like, because this leads back to where you fought the Blood-Starved Beast, and I wonder if you could do that at this. Fuck, dude, I lost. Should've got behind it. He's fucking distracting me thinking about all this fucking bullshit.
Filling your mind with thoughts and ideas.
A boss I haven't died to in forever.
Well, you said you haven't fought it as many times.
Yeah, but doesn't mean I didn't win last time I fought it. Whatever. Fuck him then. I'll just come back later and fucking rend his dick.
Rend his dick?
Yeah. Dick rend.
Ugh. My fucking eyes are just bleeding.
Connor's eyes are bleeding. Yeah, you should probably get that checked out.
I'm on some Shinbo shit. Some Akiyuki Shinbo shit. Man, you know, you ever like grow up and like
you ever grow up?
You ever have that time where you grow up and like
Stop being a bitch.
you continually reassess your feelings about a certain thing, and then kind of conclude that you like it in a different way from how you originally did?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, can you think of any example of that?
Just
or
what I was talking about recently about the movie Her, where I watched it a second time and it's like still my favorite movie, but like completely different scenes resonated with me.
I see. That's not quite what I mean. I mean more like over the course of 10 years.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that oh, don't fucking God. Fucking
I don't know.
Oh, you could have jumped out there and gone onto that rooftop. That's what I meant by like secret shit. That's cool.
The elevator.
You know, like that. When I saw them do that, that was when I was like, okay, and like for this to be like a whole other place, you know, and I was like, oh, is ancient Chinese secret? You know, like got a little interesting.
Well, you just rose back around to a different part of this area. But...
Yeah, but it's cool. It's fucking cool that it's there.
It's a neat trick.
I like shit like that a lot. Shit, what was I talking about? Right, liking something changing. You know, I was a really big fan of Akiyuki Shinbo when I first got into anime in a big way in 07.
Yes.
He was the first director whose name I, like, knew, and, like, who I would seek out things he made.
Shinbo!
Because, like, I had gotten really into Hidamari Sketch when that was on TV, and then, like, right after that, Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei came out, and, like, the directing style of that show, like, blew my mind, because it, you know, it's Shinbo's style, where he does, like, all kinds of weird, quirky shit. And, you know, I found out he had done The Soul Taker, which I had seen before, and Penny Pony Dash, and, like, all of that together, I was like, man, I love this dude's style. And back then, I was, like, really a style over substance type viewer. Like, I liked stuff to look...
That thing's arm just moved? Okay, it's that.
Yeah.
I was like freaking out for a second.
I really loved Shinbo's shows specifically because they looked cool, you know? And, like, then over time, I kind of was like, well, the flashiness doesn't do as much for me because I've seen it before, you know, I've seen enough of his shows. Like, I appreciate that he's doing it mostly because he doesn't have much of a budget and is just trying to make the stuff look interesting, you know? So over time, I was like, maybe I wouldn't like Shinbo stuff as much now that I'm, like, grown up and I care about substance more, you know? But then after watching Yu Yu Hakusho, I decided to, like, try to watch all of Shinbo's stuff from the 90s. Yeah. I was watching all his 90s stuff and I was like, you know what? I still appreciate this style. Like, it doesn't make a show great automatically that it has his style, but I really like just the type of stuff he does just happens to be stuff I think is cool. I like the gothic horror elements. I like the single color frames, which are like I'm generally a huge fan of, and no matter what, like I love stuff that's like bold single colors. any anime opening that does that a lot, I will tend to love, like the Psycho-Pass second opening, or the Samurai Champloo one, or just a lot of ones. Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
Strong single color stuff.
Oh, we're at a boss.
Is always cool, and
we should go through and kill these treasure chest monsters.
Those are Oh, they're coming out of it. Okay, yeah.
They're almost like mimics, but
yep.
They don't really surprise you.
There's
like
a lot
mimics.
of every Souls
These ones are
game.
pretty fucked up.
Every fucking
There's
Souls
always
game
corpse
has a
balls.
corpse ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which comes from Castlevania, I'm sure.
I see. They always remind me of Berserk.
Yeah, Berserk has stuff that's kind of like that, but Castlevania straight up has corpse balls in it.
I see.
Like, I want to say as of Symphony of the Night, that's like a regular Castlevania enemy. It's usually just a floating ball of skeletons.
Look at it, man. This thing's just fucked.
Yeah, and the one from Demon Souls was definitely the freakiest.
Oh shit, that fucked me up.
You go down, like, you're in the scariest fucking level ever as it is, and then you go down into like this basement area, and everything's super dark, and you can just barely see this ball of corpses, and it just starts shooting shit at you.
And that's the first time you saw some shit like that in Demon Souls.
Yeah, and it was just like, what the fuck?
You're not used to that.
What is that? What the fuck is that? It was that's definitely one of the top like fucked up moments in these games. What do you think is the most fucked up moment in a Souls game?
I don't know.
Could you possibly think of one?
I don't know, man.
The geckos in Dark Souls are pretty fucked up. When you're in the abyss and the geckos that like that give you curse and turn you to stone.
Those things are awful.
Because they're weird as fuck looking, and you're in a dark, scary place, and there's suddenly a bunch of them, and then they curse you and turn you to stone and kill you.
Yeah.
And that's pretty fucked up.
They're pretty horrible.
Gaping Dragon's obviously pretty fucked up.
The boss we're about to fight's pretty fucked up. I don't know if you remember it. It's a corpse ball.
Yeah, I remember it. It is definitely pretty fucked up.
Its intro is pretty cool. Oh yeah, now we're gonna be doing some damage. Got my threaded cane plus 7, bitch.
I've still never managed to watch an entire playthrough of Demon Souls. I saw the most of it that I've seen was when we did that live stream of it.
Wow.
For the Q&A. Which, if anybody wants to watch us do Demon Souls, we did do it on a Q&A. We didn't.
We will not do it on Digi Bros because it's too hard.
It's too hard. Victor is not very good at it, and and we already played it on that thing. I mean, the video quality is complete garbage, so you probably won't be able to make out anything that's happening in the game.
Yeah, so there will be no making out.
But Victor is not good at it. It's pretty cool. I really, I still think that like aesthetically that's might be the best one. Like it has the coolest like grungy dungeon feel.
Yeah, and it's more sparse, and
every area is so distinct, and you know. As much as I love the way that this game and Dark Souls have worlds that flow into each other, I like the arcadey, like 5 different cool levels look of Demon Souls as well. But
is there a thing over here? Oh, it's just an old.
They're all fucking cool. Souls games are fucking awesome.
They are rad.
FromSoft is a cool ass company. They make cool ass games. I wish they weren't all hard. I'd love to get into like conceptually, man, Armored Core is probably the coolest concept for a game ever. You build a giant robot and then you fight giant robots in your giant robot, but it's just so hard and like it's so punishing. Because like the problem you had with it when you tried to play an Armored Core recently was that it has sort of the same problem as Demon Souls, where you have a certain amount of money and you have to use the money to buy parts. Yeah. And if your mech breaks, you have to buy more parts for your mech, but the only way to make money is by fighting. So you end up constantly getting weaker because your parts are breaking and you can't afford to replace them because you've become too weak to fight. You know, it's just like an ongoing cycle of not being able to fucking upgrade your shit, and basically you just have to get really good, and it's hard to get good if your mech's constantly falling apart, you know. Very punishing games. That's kind of how Advanced Wars is, and why I couldn't beat that game as a kid, because like you had to buy units, and then if you lost the battle, then you were fucked, you know.
Something about it never clicked with me.
Me neither. Well, I mean, I was pretty young when I played it.
I would always just do, like,
but-
free, like, randomized missions anyways.
Right. Well, because the
Like
funny thing is,
the computer
like,
versus mode.
the tactics game that I got really into that like introduced me to the concept of tactics games is Fire Emblem 7.
Yes.
You know, the first Fire Emblem to come out in America on the GBA. And when I was playing that recently on that live stream, like later into it, the first like 13 missions are all tutorial.
Yeah, they're all super easy tutorials.
There's like a ton of tutorial missions. And I was playing the game and I was just thinking like, man, I am kicking this game's ass. Like I didn't realize how easy this game was until I get to the end of the tutorial. And then I realize that because the level I never made it past when I was playing that game as a kid was like 15 and a half. It's like a bonus area that's like optional after level 15, which level 15 it took me forever as a kid. Then I got to 15 and a half and I could never beat it, and I realized playing back that like that's only 3 levels into the actual game.
Yeah.
Like so much of it was tutorial that really it wasn't that I was into Fire Emblem. I was into Fire Emblem's tutorial that was so easy.
That's
that
kind of amazing,
you know, because every other tactics game was always too hard for me. Like I would get a few levels in and just be like, fuck. Like Advance Wars was just, oh my god, dude, this is Ava episode 16. The black ball that the Evangelion falls out of, because he like fucking rips his way out of the black ball. That's totally what that was.
Thing falls, and you're just like, oh, it's a dude, and then it's like, oh, that's not just a dude, that's a monster ball.
That is some gross, fucked up.
Yeah.
This is definitely the boss that made me the most like, okay, I'm done out of this game. What the fuck is this thing, man?
This thing's a fucking hot mess.
So as I understand
it just starts shooting corpses at you.
This is the boss where you have to go kill all the other guys first, right? Or did you already do that before the boss fight?
No, it's during the boss. It's just like the second boss in Demon Souls.
Yeah, there's a bunch of assholes who will fucking cast magic at you if you don't kill them first.
Oh fuck, he just like punched me. That's what happened.
Yeah, the arena here is a lot like the second boss from Demon Souls, which always reminds me of Shadow of the Colossus.
True.
Because there's that one Colossus that you had to like get up on the rafters to hit him. Yeah, this is a gross, fucked up. What the fuck is it? The One Reborn.
The One Reborn.
Did we
just
end an episode and start a new one, or did
I don't
we
think so.
Okay, then we need to end it. Well, you're already fighting this boss, so now it's not exactly a good time.
Yeah, let's finish.
I think I was working towards the end of an episode. What was I just talking about?
Fire Emblem?
Oh yeah, tactics games are hard. Advance Wars is too hard.
Okay.
It's amazing how I can get onto it. Like I'm thinking back to how we got onto that topic, and it's because we were talking about how cool From Software is and how hard what's it called is because
I was kind of wondering. I was like, what are we fucking talking about anymore?
Yeah. That's how my mind works, man. It's just one tangent that goes on forever.
I mean, I never fought him like this. This could be fun.
Well, if he fucking stuck around. It's definitely an interesting way to go about it. I feel like this could take all day.
Yeah, but I can get up to his face.
Whoa, did you like break his arm?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you do
Woo!
more damage. I didn't do anything.
I was hoping that would do some falling damage, but yeah, if I hit him in the face, it'll do more damage. Oh, I don't have any kind of like special items.
Oh,
to
hit
help
his
me with
ass
this.
face. Doesn't he also have a face on his ass?
Well, if you this part will lower or will raise if you stay over here, and then you can hit his face on the other side.
Yeah, that's another thing about like the depth in these Souls games is how like there's a lot to the boss fights. Like if you hit them in different places, it does different amounts of damage, and like,
or it'll stagger them and things like that.
Right, there's parts that they can lose and shit like that. It's so fucking cool, man. These games are perfect.
I love this game.
I think every game designer should have to play the Souls games multiple times.
Yeah.
To like learn good.
Great thing I love about this game that Dark Souls 2 completely fucking failed at is that there's a nice variety of different boss types where it's like this boss is not really like anything else, and it's like it's nobody's favorite boss, you know. It's like not the coolest boss in the game, but it's different. and you don't feel like you're just fighting another dude or another beast man.
I think with this
like,
game,
it's
they came very
thing.
close to running the risk of, like, there's a lot of hunters you can fight in this game, and there's a lot of bosses that are kind of like the hunters, and like, those are the coolest fights. But it would be a worse game if you only fought hunters.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
which Dark Souls 2 has a lot of those where it's like there's just too many like humanoid bosses.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, the coolest bosses in Dark Souls were the humanoid ones, but you don't want to just fight those.
Right.
Like you want to fight all kinds of different things. You want to see what they can pull out of their imagination with shit like this. Which there was a boss in Demon Souls that was also a big corpse man.
Right. I mean, they definitely follow like the same themes of bosses throughout the different games, but I think because the games are different,
they consistently improve on it.
Yeah.
Like this boss is different enough from the boss, the knight that had like the same like arena from Demon Souls.
Yeah. He was just like a giant man.
Yeah.
Thing.
And you had to like slice his ankles to make him stumble and shit. And, like that was a super cool fight. And this one's like totally different from that.
It's gross and fucked up. What the hell is it?
Yes.
What the fuck is it?
It's just an unfortunate dude, man.
An unfortunate.
He's not having a good time.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Make it die. Put it out of its fucking misery.
It's close.
How many bullets? You just probably shoot it one more time. There we go.
Not a hard fight. Not sure if I've ever lost to it.
Prey slaughtered. I also love the fucking raining blood after you kill a boss.
Yes.
That's a really cool effect, man.
The way you get covered in blood in this game is fucking hilarious sometimes.
Yeah.
You're just drenched from head to toe in blood. You're like, yeah, I guess
What
my
a
character
rad
really
game.
enjoys this.
All right, next time
Alright,
on Digi Bros.
into the nightmare.
We'll go in there.